My other live link did not work. So sorry about the problems. We are live now. This is Baji the handsome cat. We have these extremely cute kitty cats. We're going to be doing a little bit of reading. We hope that our friends will join us at the right live here. If you're seeing this later on as a live replay video posted later on, welcome, welcome. Please do leave us a comment with your thoughts. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for joining. I'm going to share the live so that our friends can find it and join accordingly. Really appreciate you being here. We can hang out and chit chat and catch up. And we can also do a little bit of reading from the book that we've been reading, which is Sad Cypress by Agatha Christie. So I am currently able to see the live on my TV right here. So I think it is pushing out and going towards where it needs to go, hopefully towards people who can find it. But I'm also going to share it to my community tab so that people can see that we have gone live. And I do hope that you can join and that you're seeing that we went live. So welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining if you're joining. And I see a couple people in here, so thank you so much. We will be getting started just in a second. I mean, we already started. We can start to chat here. Say hi in the live chat. We encourage you to dominate the chat and, you know, get to know each other and say hi and tell us about your day, and we can catch up. And generally speaking, I do some reading from the book as well, and you can see the kitty cats the whole time. And in between my readings, I catch up with everybody's chat messages and comments and everything like that. So no worries at all. If you find me in the middle of reading, I'll still catch up with everything you're writing and sending. Olivera, hi. How are you? How are you, Olivera Jr.? How are you doing? This is Baji, and he is settled into a nice little cozy spot, and he is ready for your love. Hola, cat. Hi, hola. Hola, hola, hola. It's very nice of you to join. We're very thrilled to have you here. Here is Suji and Fuji. Hi, babies. Hi, Fuji. Hi, Suji. Suji is over here. The huntress cat. Also ready for your love. And we're so happy to have you. Hi, Yamil. Yamil Zamora. How are you doing? How are you doing? And yeah, thank you so much for your for being kind enough to join our live, and for having you know, patience with some of the technical difficulties that we were having earlier today, where my live link actually did not work. But thank you so much. Here we are. Here we are. And indeed, we will be hanging out with these extremely cute kitty cats, to be sure. And and we will also be reading from a book. So thank you so much for joining. You know, I did this, started this thing where, along with the kitty cats, I started reading from murder mystery books. Oliveira says from Brazil. Wow, that's amazing. Galacio Ortega says cute. Hopefully I said the first name correctly. Ortega, I think I said that correct. Cute. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words and for saying hi and for joining the live. We really appreciate it. I was about to say that along with showing the kitty cats, I sometimes read from a murder mystery book. And we finished this one. It's called Every Breath You Take by Mary Higgins Clark. We actually already finished this particular one. And we are on to another one. So during these lives, which we go live every Saturday, Sunday afternoon Eastern Standard Time, so around the afternoon here in Boston. So we're in Boston. These are kitty cats of Boston, although they're originally from Ohio. They're originally all from Ohio, actually, from a shelter or so. They're not all from the same shelter, but actually Baji and Suji were adopted together from the same shelter, and then Fuji is from a different other very special rescue lady. Yeah, so along with the kitty cats, and they kind of like to chill with my voice. They find it I don't know, soothing, relaxing, peaceful to have mom around and my voice. So what I have also been doing, and some other people also like to hear these murder mystery stories, and they want to kind of know what happens in the story. So I also started to read now. Latest book has been this sad Cypress book by Agatha Christie. And we got into it last time, like yesterday. See, I even marked where I will start from. It's from chapter 4. We will get started today in just a little bit, but I always start with saying hi to everybody and making sure I get to know everyone that's joining. Hi, hi, sorry, I see the emojis and I see that you asked a question, but I'm not exactly able to read what you wrote. Sorry about that. I might not know this language. But yeah, we get started generally getting to know everyone and making sure that I address everyone's comments and chat messages in the live chat. And it's actually quite fun. We've had some very fun conversations during these live streams, almost always. I've gotten to know a lot of people through these live streams, and I've gotten to understand the audience and who is joining and who, where they're from and what their stories are and what their lives are like through these live streams, actually. So it's been wonderful. Thank you so much again for joining. Wilson Michael, hello, how are you doing today? We are back here today. So nice to see you here and hear your beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope you had a great day in Goa. I know you've been touring. So Wilson Michael here is, I believe, an excellent tour guide and adventure sports leader for a bunch of amazing ladies right now in Goa. And they did a tour today of dolphins in the waters, and they have been tenting and camping on the beach. So he might have some interesting stories today. So it's actually been that's actually how this live stream has been. We catch up with everyone's news and what's going on in their lives and what they're up to, and chat. And then I also read the book. So whatever book that I'm currently on, I continue to read it during the live stream. And some people, they kind of like to read this book audibly and just kind of listen to it, and that it's like an audiobook for them. So once again, if you find me kind of reading this book during the live stream, know that I will always see your messages and chat messages and comments in between the readings, so you're not being ignored. And in the meantime, you should catch up with each other and say hi in the chat and ask any questions and things like that. So yes, so thank you so much once again. Let me actually type something in the chat myself and pin it so people know what I just said. Wilson Michael, tell us about your day. Tell us about your tour. And sorry about not being able to read the comment that is just above that. From Keth Mawa. I think the last name is Mawa, and I'm so sorry. I don't know how to read maybe Russian. Yeah, we had a great day today. Everyone enjoyed everything to the maximum. And we had some, sorry, I blocked my screen here. we had some time to relax and sleep a little bit in the evening. Oh, good. So you took a nap in the evening. Yay. Everyone enjoyed to the maximum. Wow. So did you see some dolphins, Wilson? And we had some time to relax and sleep a little bit. Oh, so adult nap in the evening sounds amazing after having a full day of touring and after having a full night of chatting. That's amazing. We had a very delicious dinner tonight. Oh, don't make me hungry. You know, this guy, whenever he comes into the chat, he talks about delicious food and amazing views, and those are generally mouth-watering, both, both food-wise and view-wise. So we spotted 3 dolphins, just 3. Oh, wow. You know, there is whale watching in the Boston area. I've done some whale watching, and they're generally mommy whales and baby whales together, and they love to play out in the sun and obviously the water. And it's actually really, really exciting. So I wonder if these dolphins were related, moms and daughters maybe. Spotted 3 dolphins. Wow. That's amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, so again, sorry if this live stream link was a little bit confusing. Let me actually write my message here. So Wilson Michael, could you share our live, please, or if you're able to? I'm worried that people are going to the old live stream link. The link that I scheduled actually did not work out, and you know that's why people might be going to the wrong one. And I'm gonna write that down as well in the messages here, and maybe share the live link again on my community tab so that people know that this is the live that they should be coming to. You know, as usual, that live link, which was scheduled, did not work out. And this actually happened in the past as well, where I had to basically do a new live and the scheduled one did not work out. So I'm sorry about these technical difficulties, but this is kind of how it rolls with YouTube. Our ladies were so thrilled to see the dolphins in real life. Oh my gosh. In the wild dolphins, right? Hi, Suji. This one's a dolphin too. এটাও একটা dolphin, বুঝলে? এটাও তো একটা dolphin তো, real life dolphin. In the wild dolphin. তুমি dolphin. তুমি কি dolphin? রিয়েল লাইফে ডলফিন দেখবে? সুজি মাম্মা, এটাও একটা ডলফিন। হ্যাঁ, ম্যামল তো, সব ম্যামল। কত সুন্দর মেয়ে। What a nice girl. Sorry I disturbed Suji. Oh my gosh. Suji has been disturbed. Okay. All right. While you watch Suji, let me type something into the chat. And please keep telling us your stories in the chat while I do that. Okay. I said, welcome to the live pin message. I said, welcome to the live. Please type chat messages and I will read them. And I also enjoy kitties and book reading. I will get to all chat messages in between my readings. Lovely to have you here. Yay! And Wilson says it was absolutely awesome to see them enjoying everything. Yes, you have a very satisfying job. That is amazing. It must be very rewarding to see that everyone is enjoying the tour that you planned for them and everything is going lovely, and whatnot. That's amazing. That is a very satisfying job indeed. I'm trying to shift this to be a better angle for my Suji mama. Oh, I think I just made it worse. Oh, there we go. Maybe like this. Yes. So, yeah. Thank you for your lovely words. Oh, of course, Wilson. So, Wilson, Michael, are the ladies still asleep today? Or are they ready to listen to some more of that book? I really like your voice too. Oh, thank you. The young ones are sleeping already. Oh, how young are they? Are these girls? That's great. They had a busy couple of days, so I could imagine them falling asleep. The 3 ladies that were with me yesterday are with me again tonight. Oh, nice. Are you all camped up in the same tent again tonight, ready for the story? Are you ready for the story? Tell us. This one is working and comes in. Oh, I see. The young ones are sleeping already. The 3 ladies that were with me yesterday are with me again tonight. They're not very young. They're in their early 20s and stuff. No problem. We're ready for your story. Thank you. '20s is still young, but okay. Good to know. I like to know my audience. I like to know my audience. That's what this is. I just like to ask. But yes, thank you so much for being here. They're in their early 20s. Okay, I think the live is working and people are able to get the messages and people should be able to see my share on the community tab, so that they know that this is the live link. Thank you again, everyone, for joining. Okay, perfect. So let me get my water and we will get started with the story time. And let me get my water. Indeed. So the young ones are 20s. The three ladies that are with me are like in their 40s and one of them in early 50s. Oh, perfect ages. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. I love the 40s and 50s. I think I get along better with the 40s and 50s and actually 60s ladies. So that makes sense. I'm so happy to have you all, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming. I'm just having a little bit of water. Actually, do you mind if I make my coffee real quick? That will really help with the book reading. Let me do that. Ladies, finish your bathroom and get settled. Older women? No, 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 no. Ladies only get younger with age. So the 40s and 50s are actually younger than the 20s. Because you know what happens is, as you're older, I think you worry less about the less important stuff. While in your 20s, you might, 20s, it's not about young or old, it's just about experience. So I would say the more experienced ladies know how to have fun like young because they're not worrying about unimportant things and, things like terrible men and problems because they're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, oh my God, 80s. More the better because that just means more experience and more wisdom and younger at heart. Yes, so these young ladies, I hope will finish up their bathroom and get settled for my story. These three ladies are really, really fun loving. Yes, I figured. That's true, well said. Yes. Honestly, the 40s and 50s and above ladies know how to have fun because they've figured it out. They know what they like. And so once you know what you like, life is good. Baby. 4G. 4G. I kissed Fuji too many times. I'm making my coffee, okay? Please don't mind. I'm making my coffee. I will be starting the reading in just 1 second. They're just having the time of their life. Oh, that is amazing. I cannot say how happy I am to hear this. Please do continue to have the time of your life. Come back to Goa again. Come to Boston and I'll show you, just like Wilson showed you some dolphins today. Ma'am, I can show you whales. So I'm trying to beat him. Come to Boston. I hope you come to Boston as well. Look at what I'm having. I'm having Chyawanprash. Okay. Okay, this is up. All right. We are just about to get started. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, you saw monkeys too? Oh my gosh. We had so much fun when we went to the Monkey Island. Lots of funny things with monkeys. We laughed so much. Naughty monkeys made us all laugh so much. Aww. Oh my goodness. I'm having Chyawanprash. And I'm going to get my coffee cup out of the microwave and start reading, okay? Thank you for your patience, guys. And thank you for finding the right live. Cheers. All right. All right. Who's ready for the book? We're in chapter 4. And remember what was happening with that whole group of people. So there was the really sick lady. Then there was her niece and nephew. And those people even meant to get married. But then there was Mary, beautiful girl, who was taking care of the lady. Hi, Kaya. Remember me, Kaya? You know, I don't know if I remember, Kaya. Can you remind me how we met? Did we meet here on the live? I'm so sorry. Thank you for joining, Kaya. Give me a hint so I can remember you. Monkeys can be very naughty, you know. Especially the black ones and the Nilgiris. Oh. Yes, on the live. Yay! Thank you. Welcome back, Kaya. Thank you so much. Wilson, please meet Kaya and chat with her also while I'm doing the reading, okay? And everyone meet each other and keep chatting in the live chat while I'm reading the book. I'll get started in just a second here. I was telling your cat was cute. Oh, thank you, Kaya. Thank you. Yay! Everyone meet Kaya. How nice of you to come back to us, Kaya. Please stay on. We will do lots of chatting and hang out. And I'm about to read from a murder mystery book. And I was actually summarizing what we read so far. Hi, Wilson Michael. Kaya says. Hello, Kaya. Wilson says. Yay! What a nice community. Cat lovers and book lovers community. And travel lovers. Oh, thank you, Kaya. Thank you so much for subscribing. Yes, guys, please do subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Even your ladies, Wilson, please tell them that they subscribe individually so that they can keep listening to these stories and hanging out with us even after they have returned to Kolkata. Would hate to miss them once they go back to Kolkata in real life. These stories can follow them there as well. Nice to meet you here. Yes. Nice to meet everyone. All right. Sorry, I'm still licking the spoon from my Javan brush. I'm about to get started with the story. So, do you have one cat? Oh, Kaya. No, there's more, but I'll keep it a surprise for you. As the live stream goes on, you can discover, hopefully, more cats. I'll do that. I'll give them the link. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys. Really, really appreciate you ladies as well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let me summarize what was happening in the murder mystery book. So there is this sick lady, and she has a niece and a nephew. They are supposed to get married because they're not blood related, they're from different sides of the family. There's also Mary, a young girl, like 21, I think, age, who is extremely beautiful, extremely nice, sweet. And she has been helping to take care of the lady along with a couple of nurses. And, there's something going on with the niece got an anonymous letter from somebody who wrote in like this really not so great taste of a letter, warning her that maybe her inheritance was being threatened by this girl Mary, because because her aunt likes her so much. Anyway, sometimes the niece and the nephew visit their aunt. The nephew, Roddy, came upon Mary out in the garden, and he was seeing her after a very long time, and he was kind of like struck with her. He couldn't help sort of, I don't know, like falling in love with her, basically. And that happened right in front of the niece, Eleanor. So she was literally she was literally seeing him look at this other girl and they were supposed to get married, like Eleanor and Roddy. Anyway, so that's what's kind of going on in the book right now. Kaya said, your cat is cute. Oh, thank you. Your cat is cute, like very cute. Oh, thank you. Yes, this is Suji. At your service, ma'am, as well as me, as well as her other siblings. And I'm so glad that you find her to be so cute. She indeed is. Touch wood. Touch wood, and thanks to God. This creation of the universe is indeed extremely cute. Okay. So, hopefully you're all caught up with the story. And I can continue to read. Sorry. All right. All right, ready? Wilson. Wilson Michael, tell us something so we know you're ready. We're about to start reading. Kaya, thank you so much for your messages. Everyone else, also thank you so much for your messages. And do catch up and type your messages, even if I'm in the middle of reading. I'll still get to them in between my readings, okay? All right, so we are on chapter 4. See, I marked it. We are on chapter 4, okay? Great. So remember, Eleanor and Roddy were actually visiting with their aunt because she had another stroke. She was most unwell, and the doctor was there the night before. And, you know, the doctor also likes Eleanor, and he gave her some updates and he got her help to take care of the aunt. And now it is the next morning, okay? It was no mere housemaid who wakened Eleanor the following morning. It was Mrs. Bishop in person, rustling in her old-fashioned black and weeping unashamedly. "Oh, Miss Eleanor, she's gone." "What?" Eleanor sat up in bed. "Your dear aunt, Mrs. Wellman, my dear mistress, passed away in her sleep." "Aunt Laura? Dead?" Eleanor stared. She seemed unable to take it in. Mrs. Bishop was weeping now with more abandon. "To think of it," she sobbed, "after all these years. 18 years I have been here, but indeed it doesn't seem like it." Eleanor said slowly, "So Aunt Laura died in her sleep? Quite peacefully? What a blessing for her." Mrs. Bishop wept. "So sudden. The doctor saying he'd call again this morning and everything just as usual." Eleanor said rather sharply, "It wasn't exactly sudden. After all, she's been ill for some time. I'm just so thankful she's been spared more suffering." It wasn't. Mrs. Bishop said tearfully that there was indeed that to be thankful for. She added, "Who'll tell Mr. Roderick?" Eleanor said, "I will." She threw on a dressing gown and went along to his door and tapped. His voice answered, saying, "Come in." She entered. "Aunt Laura's dead, Roddy. She died in her sleep." Roddy, sitting up in bed, drew a deep sigh. "Poor dear Aunt Laura. Thank God for it, I say. I couldn't have borne to see her go on lingering in the state she was yesterday." Eleanor said mechanically, "I didn't know you'd seen her." He nodded rather shamefacedly. "The truth is, Eleanor, I felt the most awful coward because I'd funked it. I went along there yesterday evening. The nurse, the fat one, left the room for something, went down with a hot water bottle, I think, and I slipped in. She didn't know I was there, of course. I just stood a bit and looked at her. Then when I heard Mrs. Gamp stumping up the stairs again, I slipped away, but it was pretty terrible." Eleanor nodded. "Yes, it was," Roddy said. "She'd have hated it like hell, every minute of it." "I know," Roddy said. "It's marvelous the way you and I always see alike over things." Eleanor said in a low voice, "Yes, it is." He said, "We're both feeling the same thing at this minute, just utter thankfulness that she's out of it all." Nurse O'Brien said, "What is it, nurse?" "Can't you find something?" Nurse Hopkins, her face rather red, was hunting through the little attache case that she had laid down in the hall the preceding evening. She grunted, "Most annoying. How I came to do such a thing I can't imagine. What is it?" Nurse Hopkins replied not very intelligibly. It's Eliza Rykin, that sarcoma, you know. She's got to have double injections, night and morning, morphine. Gave her the last tablet in the old tube last night on my way here, and I could swear I had the new tube in here too. Look again. Those tubes are so small. Nurse Hopkins gave a final stir to the contents of the attaché case. No, it's not here. I must have left it in my cupboard after all. Really, I did think I could trust my memory better than that. I could have sworn I took it out with me. You didn't leave the case anywhere, did you, on the way here? Of course not, said Nurse Hopkins sharply. Oh, well, dear, said Nurse O'Brien. It must be all right? Oh, yes, the only place I've laid my case down was here in this hall, and nobody here would pinch anything. Just my memory, I suppose. But it vexes me, if you understand, nurse. Besides, I shall have to go right home, first to the other end of the village and back again. Nurse O'Brien said, Hope you won't have too tiring a day, dear, after last night. Poor old lady. I didn't think she would last long. No, nor I. I dare say Doctor will be surprised. Nurse O'Brien said with a tinge of disapproval, He's always so hopeful about his cases. Nurse Hopkins, as she prepared to depart, said, He's young. He hasn't our experience. On which gloomy pronouncement, she departed. All right, so we've finished 2 parts of this chapter now. Part 3. Dr. Lord raised himself up on his toes. His sandy eyebrows climbed right up his forehead till they nearly got merged in his hair. He said in surprise, So she's conked out, eh? Yes, doctor. On Nurse O'Brien's tongue, exact details were tingling to be uttered. But with stern discipline, she waited. Peter Lord said thoughtfully, Conked out? She stood for a moment thinking, or he stood for a moment thinking, then he said sharply, Get me some boiling water. Nurse O'Brien was surprised and mystified, but true to the spirit of hospital training, hers not to reason why. If a doctor had told her to go and get the skin of an alligator, she would have murmured automatically, Yes, doctor, and glided obediently from the room to tackle the problem. Roderick Wellman said, Do you mean to say that my aunt died intestate, that she never made a will at all? Mr. Seddon polished his eyeglasses. He said, That seems to be the case. Roddy said, But how extraordinary! Mr. Seddon gave a deprecating cough. Not so extraordinary as you might imagine. It happens, of course. It happens oftener than you would think. There's a kind of superstition about it. People will think they've got plenty of time. The mere fact of making a will seems to bring the possibility of death nearer to them. Very odd, but there it is. Roddy said, Didn't you ever, expostulate with her on the subject? Mr. Seddon replied dryly, Frequently. And what did she say? Mr. Seddon sighed. The usual things, that there was plenty of time, that she didn't intend to die just yet, that she hadn't made up her mind definitely exactly how she wished to dispose of her money. Eleanor said, But surely after her first stroke. Mr. Seddon shook his head. Oh, no. It was worse then. She wouldn't hear the subject mentioned. Roddy said, Surely that's very odd. Mr. Seddon said again, Oh, no. Naturally, her illness made her much more nervous. Eleanor said in a puzzled voice, But she wanted to die. Polishing his eyeglasses, Mr. Seddon said, My dear Miss Eleanor, the human mind is a very curious piece of mechanism. Mrs. Wellman may have thought she wanted to die, but side by side with that feeling, there ran the hope that she would recover absolutely. And because of that hope, I think she felt that to make a will would be so unlucky. It isn't so much that she didn't mean to make one, as that she was eternally putting it off. You know, went on Mr. Seddon, suddenly addressing Roddy in an almost personal manner, how one puts off and avoids a thing that is distasteful, that you don't want to face? Roddy flushed. He muttered, yes, yes, of course, I know what you mean. Exactly, Mr. Seddon said. Mrs. Wellman always meant to make a will, but tomorrow was always a better day to make it than today. She kept telling herself that there was plenty of time. Eleanor said slowly, so that's why she was so upset last night and in such a panic that you should be sent for, Mr. Seddon replied. Undoubtedly, Roddy said in a bewildered voice. But what happens now? To Mrs. Wellman's estate? The lawyer coughed. Since Mrs. Wellman died intestate, all her property goes to her next of kin, that is, to Miss Eleanor Carlyle. Eleanor said slowly, all to me? The Crown takes a certain percentage, Mr. Seddon explained. He went into details. He ended. There are no settlements or trusts. Mrs. Wellman's money was hers absolutely, to do with as she chose. It passes, therefore, straight to Miss Carlyle. The death duties, I'm afraid, will be somewhat heavy. But even after their payment, the fortune will still be a considerable one, and it is very well invested in sound, gilt-edged securities. Eleanor said. But Roderick, Mr. Seddon said with a little apologetic cough, Mr. Wellman is only Mrs. Wellman's husband's nephew. There is no blood relationship. Quite, said Roddy. Eleanor said slowly, of course, it doesn't matter much which of us gets it, as we're going to be married. But she did not look at Roddy. It was Mr. Seddon's turn to say, quite. He said it rather quickly. Wow, that was part 4. So, Eleanor gets everything, huh? We're going to do part 5 in just a bit. Let me read your comments. Guess what? The other 2 ladies have just come here too, so we are 6 here now. 5 ladies and me. I'm making them also listen to your story. Thank you. They might go back to their tents later on. I'm not sure if they will really go back or not. Lol, they just don't want to miss the fun that we guys are having here. Fair enough. I'll make sure they get what they want. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to the story. I'm so glad that all of you are here. Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. And thank you so much, everyone in the chat. And thank you to everyone who's joined the live. Please keep sending your comments and chat messages. Really appreciate hearing from you and hearing this, getting this feedback while I'm reading. And I'll read your comments in between the readings, okay? Thank you so much, Wilson. Say more. Tell us more. What's happening in the tent? Part 5. But it doesn't matter, does it? Eleanor said. She spoke almost pleadingly. Mr. Seddon had departed. Roddy's face twitched nervously. He said, you ought to have it. It's quite right you should. For heaven's sake, Eleanor, don't get into your head that I grudge it to you. I don't want the damned money. Eleanor said, her voice slightly unsteady. We did agree, Roddy, in London that it wouldn't matter which of us it was, as we were going to be married. He did not answer. She persisted. Don't you remember saying that, Roddy? He said, yes. He looked down at his feet. His face was white and sullen. There was pain in the taut lines of his sensitive mouth. Eleanor said with a sudden gallant lift of the head, it doesn't matter if we're going to be married, but are we, Roddy? He said, are we what? Are we going to marry each other? I understood that was the idea. His tone was indifferent, with a slight edge to it. He went on, of course, Eleanor, if you have other ideas now. Eleanor cried out, oh, Roddy, can't you be honest? He winced. Then he said, in a low, bewildered voice, I don't know what's happened to me. Eleanor said in a stifled voice. I do, he said quickly. Perhaps it's true that I don't, after all, quite like the idea of living on my wife's money. Eleanor, her face white, said, it's not that. It's something else. She paused. Then she said, it's Mary, isn't it? Roddy, Roddy murmured unhappily. I suppose so. How did you know? Eleanor said, her mouth twisting sideways in a crooked smile. It wasn't difficult. Every time you look at her, it's there in your face for everyone to read. Suddenly his composure broke. Oh, Eleanor, I don't know what's the matter. I think I'm going mad. It happened when I saw her, that first day in the wood. Just her face. It's turned everything upside down. You can't understand that. Eleanor said, yes, I can. Go on. Roddy said helplessly, I didn't want to fall in love with her. I was quite happy with you. Oh, Eleanor, what a cad I am, talking like this to you. Eleanor said, nonsense, go on, tell me. He said brokenly, you're wonderful. Talking to you helps frightfully. I'm so terribly fond of you, Eleanor. You must believe that. This other thing is like an enchantment. It's upset everything, my conception of life and my enjoyment of things and all the decent, ordered, reasonable things. Eleanor said gently, love isn't very reasonable. Roddy said miserably, no. Eleanor said, and her voice trembled a little, have you said anything to her? Roddy said, this morning, like a fool, I lost my head. Eleanor said, yes. Roddy said, of course, she shut me up at once. She was shocked because of Aunt Laura and of you. Eleanor drew the diamond ring off her finger. She said, you'd better take it back, Roddy. Taking it, he murmured without looking at her. Eleanor, you've no idea what a beast I feel. Eleanor said in a calm voice, do you think she'll marry you? He shook his head. I have no idea, not for a long time. I don't think she cares for me now, but she might come to care. Eleanor said, I think you're right. You must give her time, not see her for a bit and then start fresh. Darling Eleanor, you're the best friend anyone ever had. He took her hand suddenly and kissed it. You know, Eleanor, I do love you just as much as ever. Sometimes Mary seems just like a dream. I might wake up from it and find she wasn't there. Eleanor said, if Mary wasn't there. Roddy said with a sudden feeling, sometimes I wish she wasn't. You and I, Eleanor, belong. We do belong, don't we? Slowly she bent her head. She said, oh yes, we belong. She thought, if Mary wasn't there. All right, that was chapter 4. Wow, that progressed quickly. She broke off the engagement because Roddy is in love with Mary. Oh my goodness. And the aunt is dead. And all of the money went to Eleanor because Eleanor is the niece directly related to the lady. So she is getting the full estate and money. Roddy would have it if he was married to Eleanor, but in the meantime, he has fallen in love with Mary. The new guy says, hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Hi, new guy. How are you? I'm sorry if I missed you. Hopefully you're still here in the live. Do say so if you are. And good afternoon to you too. Thank you so much for joining and being here with us during the live. Wilson says, these ladies are so full of energy. They are here for more fun. This will be our last night here. Intense. We're going to be in a different place tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Then we're going to Mumbai on Wednesday. Oh. Where are you going tomorrow? Are you the guide for the full tour? And did you organize this? Like the whole thing, the whole itinerary, Wilson? All right, we're going to start chapter 5 next in just a second. Wow. Sounds like an exciting plan. Keep telling us the plan. Where are you going next? What will you do in Mumbai? We're going to a place called Agonda and Cabo de Rama Fort. I'm just enjoying the story very much. Thank you. Thank you, new guy. I'm so glad to hear that you're enjoying the story. Thank you for being here. All right, chapter 5. It's so good to hear that you're enjoying the story. We will stay in shacks. Wow. Chapter 5. Nurse Hopkins said with emotion, "It was a beautiful funeral." Nurse O'Brien responded, "It was indeed. And the flowers. Did you ever see such beautiful flowers? A harp of white lilies there was, and a cross of yellow roses. Beautiful." Nurse Hopkins sighed and helped herself to buttered tea cake. The two nurses were sitting in the Blue Tit Cafe. Nurse Hopkins went on, "Miss Carlyle is a generous girl. She gave me a nice present, though she'd no call to do so." "Hi, Babu." "She's a fine, generous girl," agreed Nurse O'Brien warmly. "I do detest stinginess." Nurse Hopkins said, "Well, it's a grand fortune she's inherited." Nurse O'Brien said, "I wonder," and stopped. Nurse Hopkins said, "Yes," encouragingly. "It was strange, the way the old lady made no will." "It was wicked," Nurse Hopkins said sharply. "People ought to be forced to make wills. It only leads to unpleasantness when they don't." "I am wondering," said Nurse O'Brien, "if she had made a will, how she'd have left her money." Nurse Hopkins said firmly, "I know one thing." "What's that?" "She'd have left a sum of money to Mary Gerard." "Yes, indeed, and that's true," agreed the other. She added excitedly, Wasn't I, after telling you that night of the state she was in, poor dear, and the doctor doing his best to calm her down? Miss Eleanor was there, holding her auntie's hand and swearing by God Almighty, said Nurse O'Brien, her Irish imagination suddenly running away with her, that the lawyer should be sent for and everything done accordingly. Mary, Mary, the poor old lady said. Is it Mary Gerard you're meaning? Says Miss Eleanor. And straightway she swore that Mary should have her rights. Nurse Hopkins said rather doubtfully, Was it like that? Nurse O'Brien replied firmly, That was the way of it. I'll tell you this, Nurse Hopkins. In my opinion, if Mrs. Wellman had lived to make that will, it's likely there might have been surprises for all. Who knows? She might not have left every penny she possessed to Mary Gerard. Nurse Hopkins said dubiously, I don't think she'd do that. I don't hold with leaving your money away from your own flesh and blood. Nurse O'Brien said oracularly, There is flesh and blood, and flesh and blood. Hi, Lucky. Hi, Laika. Hi, thank you. There is flesh and blood and flesh and blood. Nurse Hopkins responded instantly. Now, what might you mean by that? Nurse O'Brien said with dignity, I am not one to gossip, and I wouldn't be blackening anyone's name that's dead. Nurse Hopkins nodded her head slowly and said, That's right, I agree with you. Least said, soonest mended. She filled up the teapot. Nurse O'Brien said, By the way, now, did you find that tube of morphine all right when you got home? Nurse Hopkins frowned. She said, No, it beats me to know what can have become of it. But I think it may have been this way. I might have set it down on the edge of the mantelpiece, as I often do while I lock the cupboard, and it might have rolled and fallen into the waste paper basket that was all full of rubbish and that was emptied out into the dustbin just as I left the house. She paused. It must be that way, for I don't see what else could have become of it. I see, said Nurse O'Brien. Well, dear, that must have been it. It's not as though you'd left your case about anywhere else, only just in the hall at Hunterbury. So it seems to me that what you suggested just now must be so. It's gone into the rubbish bin. That's right, said Nurse Hopkins eagerly. It couldn't be any other way, could it? She helped herself to a pink sugar cake. She said, It's not as though... and stopped. The other agreed quickly, perhaps a little too quickly. I would not be worrying about it any more if I was you, she said comfortably. Nurse Hopkins said, I am not worrying. All right, that was that section. We'll start the next section in just a second here. Wilson said, we'll stay in shacks. We will do some sightseeing in Mumbai and some shopping. I've planned for some tent party for them tonight. We may go until morning. We have all the morning to sleep and to the other places in the afternoon. Yay! Happy partying. Hi, Kawaii. Hello, Kawaii Kitty. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining the live, Kawaii Kitty. They say, Cutie, I'm also with my kitty. Aww. I've got some surprises for them. Wilson Michael. What surprises? Tell us what the surprises are. Is it some kind of drinks or something else? Do share. Oh, thank you. The new guy says, no one takes the time to sit and read a good book anymore. Thanks for the stream. Of course, yeah, we go live every Saturday and Sunday. And I just continue to read whatever book that I, started. And we're on this book, Sad Cypress by Agatha Christie right now. And we will finish it. We will actually read the full book. I will read the full book for you during these live streams on Saturdays and Sundays. We go live around this time, Saturday, Sunday afternoon time, Eastern Standard Time. So watch for the live streams, and hopefully you can join every time and you can finish the book with us. So thank you so much for your kind words. Yeah, thank you. Not drinks, but something else. Oh, Wilson is saying that it's something else. They already had lots of drinks and stuff. Okay, well, tell us what this something else is if you'd like to share. I'll keep reading. All right. Next section. Young and severe in her black dress, Eleanor sat in front of Mrs. Wellman's massive writing table in the library. Various papers were spread out in front of her. She had finished interviewing the servants and Mrs. Bishop. Now it was Mary Gerard who entered the room and hesitated a minute by the doorway. "You wanted to see me, Miss Eleanor?" she said. Eleanor looked up. "Oh, yes, Mary. Come here and sit down, will you?" Mary came and sat in the chair Eleanor indicated. It was turned a little towards the window, and the light from it fell on her face, showing the dazzling purity of the skin and bringing out the pale gold of the girl's hair. Eleanor held one hand, shielding her face a little. Between the fingers, she could watch the other girl's face. She thought, "Is it possible to hate anyone so much and not show it?" Aloud, she said in a pleasant, businesslike voice, "I think you know, Mary, that my aunt always took a great interest in you and would have been concerned about your future." Mary murmured in her soft voice, "Mrs. Wellman was very good to me always." Eleanor went on, her voice cold and detached. "My aunt, if she had had time to make a will, would have wished, I know, to leave several legacies. Since she died without making a will, the responsibility of carrying out her wishes rests on me. I have consulted with Mr. Seddon, and by his advice we have drawn up a schedule of sums for the servants according to their length of service, etc." She paused. "You, of course, don't come quite into that class." She half hoped, perhaps, that those words might hold a sting, but the face she was looking at showed no change. Mary accepted the words at their face value and listened to what more was to come. Eleanor said, "Though it was difficult for my aunt to speak coherently, she was able to make her meaning understood that last evening. She definitely wanted to make some provision for your future." Mary said quietly, "That was very good of her." Eleanor said brusquely, "As soon as probate is granted, I'm arranging that £2,000 should be made over to you. That sum to be yours to do with absolutely as you please." Mary's color rose. £2,000? Oh, Miss Eleanor, that is good of you. I don't know what to say. Eleanor said sharply, "It isn't particularly good of me, and please don't say anything." Mary flushed. "You don't know what a difference it will make to me," she murmured. Eleanor said, "I'm glad." She hesitated. She looked away from Mary to the other side of the room. She said with a slight effort, "I wonder, have you any plans?" Mary said quickly, "Oh, yes. I shall train for something. Massage, perhaps. That's what Nurse Hopkins advises. Eleanor said, "That sounds a very good idea. I will try and arrange with Mr. Seddon that some money shall be advanced to you as soon as possible, at once, if that is feasible." "You're very, very good, Miss Eleanor," said Mary gratefully. Eleanor said curtly, "It was Aunt Laura's wish." She hesitated, then said, "Well, that's all, I think." This time the definite dismissal in the words pierced Mary's sensitive skin. She got up, said quietly, "Thank you very much, Miss Eleanor," and left the room. Eleanor sat quite still, staring ahead of her. Her face was quite impassive. There was no clue in it as to what was going on in her mind, but she sat there, motionless, for a long time. All right, that was part 2. We're still in the same chapter. We're still in chapter 5, and we just finished part 2. We'll be starting part 3 in just a second after I take some sips of my coffee. Sorry about a couple pauses here. I heard my neighbor. He was like a little bit like screaming. Hopefully you didn't have to hear that, because I'm holding the phone here pretty close to me so that you don't pick up on these background noises. But he was like mad about something. I don't know why he was yelling, whatever. Anyway, it's done, I think. Wilson said, they already had drinks. Sure, no problem. And the something else is we're going to have really, really, really wild fun. Kind of wild party. They really love fun. Want to give all of them some very special massage. Oh, okay. So Mary just talked about a massage. So Mary's going to take the 2,000 pounds and she wants to go to massage therapy school. And Eleanor is, feeling some type of way because Roddy, her fiance / ex-fiance, is in love with Mary. So what is this special massage? And are they all going to get the massage at the same time? I mean, that's a lot of people to massage. But have fun. Happy for the massage receivers, I suppose. I liked this comment. No one takes the time to sit and read a good book anymore. Thanks for the stream. Yay! I'm glad you're appreciating. I love books, and I love murder mystery books. And I'm trying this new thing where I live, intentionally and do the things that I love doing and share with them or share with people about the things that I love. And yeah. One by one at a time. Okay. Have fun. Excuse me. All right, part 3 of this same chapter that we're on, which is chapter 5 of Sad Cypress by Agatha Christie. None other than Agatha Christie, the queen of mystery, the most published author in the world after the Bible and Shakespeare, and my most favorite author and the late author, Agatha Christie, who also has, by the way, the longest running play, The Mousetrap, in London. It's the longest running play in the history of time. So that's who we're reading today, Sad Cypress. And we're on chapter 5, part 3. Okay. And Wilson is telling us about some massage, and the new guy is enjoying the book, and hopefully everyone else is also enjoying the book and the chat and the kitty cats. Thank you for being here. Part 3. Eleanor went at last in search of Roddy. She found him in the morning room. She was He was standing staring out of the window. He turned sharply as Eleanor came in. She said, "I've got through it all. 500 for Mrs. Bishop. She's been here such years. 100 for the cook and 50 each for Millie and Olive. £5 each to the others, 25 for Stevens, the head gardener. And there's old Gerard, of course, at the lodge. I haven't done anything about him yet. It's awkward. He'll have to be pensioned off, I suppose." She paused and then went on rather hurriedly. "I'm settling 2,000 on Mary Gerard. Do you think that's what Aunt Laura would have wished?" It seemed to me about the right sum. Roddy said, without looking at her. "Yes, exactly right. You've always got excellent judgment, Eleanor." 1 second. Fuji. Oh, baby. Hi, Fuji. Asho. Fuji wants to be on lap. Let me get Fuji on my... He wants to be on my lap. Asho. Fuji wants to sit on lap. Once he gets settled, I'll continue the book. Okay. Fuji. Come, baby. Asho. Asho, Asho, Asho. Hi. Hi. Aw. Okay. Sorry about the interruption. It's not going to be all massage. Massage for a little, just for them to relax and get ready for the special thing. What is the special thing, Wilson Michael? Is it a food item? It's not going to be all massage. Massage for a little, just for them to relax and get ready for the special thing. Okay. Tell us, what is the special thing? I don't follow. Okay. All right. I guess Fuji didn't want to be on my lap after all. Yes, this is Fuji. Fuji. Let me type it. Fuji wanted to be on my lap, but then I think he decided that it's not comfortable enough, and so he has gone over there now. Still on the sofa. Yeah. Okay, so here we are. So now Eleanor is with Roddy, telling him about all the distributions of the money that she is working on with the servants of this estate for her aunt. The new ladies are saying hi to you. The other two ladies. Hi. Hi. Hi, ladies. Hi, Nixa. Hi. Hi, ladies. How's it going? Hi, Nixa. I'm just sitting here and reading Agatha Christie. Here's Fuji. Baji's over there. Hey. Come. Ash. Suji should get some pets because I think she thought that she was going to be disturbed. Can I load your box? What does that mean? Hi, Paco. Can I load your box? Not sure what that means. Tell us what does that mean? It's going really great. We all are enjoying everything here. Yay, very nice. Hi, Kim. Hi, Paco. Load my box, meaning what? You are a box? Hi. So can I load you are box or what? I'm not sure what that means, Paco. You're gonna have to explain. I'll keep reading. Okay. So Eleanor is saying, I'm settling 2,000 on Mary Gerard. Do you think that's what Aunt Laura would have wished? It seemed to me about the right sum. Roddy said without looking at her, Yes, exactly right. You've always got excellent judgment, Eleanor. He turned to look out of the window again. Eleanor held her breath for a minute. Then she began to speak with nervous haste, the words tumbling out incoherently. There's something more. I want to. It's only right. I mean, you've got to have your proper share, Roddy. As he wheeled around, anger on his face, she hurried on. No, listen, Roddy. This is just bare justice. The money that was your uncle's that he left to his wife, naturally he always assumed it would come to you. Aunt Laura meant it too. I know she did from lots of things she said. If I have her money, you should have the amount that was his. It's only right. I can't bear to feel I've robbed you just because Aunt Laura funked making a will. You must see sense about this. Roderick's long, sensitive face had gone dead white. He said, My God, Eleanor, do you want to make me feel an utter cad? Do you think for one moment I could take this money from you? I'm not giving it to you. It's just fair. Roddy cried out, I don't want your money. It isn't mine. It's yours by law, and that's all that matters. For God's sake, don't let's be anything but strictly businesslike. I won't take a penny from you. You're not going to do the Lady Bountiful to me. Eleanor cried out, Roddy! He made a quick gesture. Oh, my dear, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. I feel so bewildered, so utterly lost. Eleanor said gently, Poor Roddy. He had turned away again and was playing with the blind tassel of the window. He said in a different tone, a detached one, Do you know what Mary Gerard proposes doing? She's going to train as a masseuse, so she says. He said, I see. There was a silence. Eleanor drew herself up. She flung back her head. Her voice, when she spoke, was suddenly compelling. She said, Roddy, I want you to listen to me carefully. He turned to her, slightly surprised. Of course, Eleanor, I want you, if you will, to follow my advice. And what is your advice? Eleanor said calmly, You're not particularly tied. You can always get a holiday, can't you? Oh, yes. Then do just that. Go abroad somewhere for, say, 3 months. Go by yourself, make new friends, and see new places. Let's speak quite frankly. At this moment, you think you're in love with Mary Gerard. Perhaps you are, but it isn't a moment for approaching her. You know that only too well. Our engagement is definitely broken off. Go abroad then, as a free man, and at the end of the 3 months, as a free man, make up your mind. You'll know then whether you really love Mary or whether it was only a temporary infatuation. And if you're quite sure you do love her, well, then come back and go to her and tell her so, and that you're quite sure about it, and perhaps then she'll listen. Roddy came to her. He caught her hand in his. Eleanor, you're wonderful, so clear-headed, so marvelously impersonal. There's no trace of pettiness or meanness about you. I admire you more than I can ever say. I'll do exactly what you suggest. Go away, cut free from everything, and find out whether I've got the genuine disease or if I've just been making the most ghastly fool of myself. Oh, Eleanor, my dear, you don't know how truly fond I am of you. I do realize you were always 1,000 times too good for me. Bless you, dear, for all your goodness. Quickly, impulsively, he kissed her cheek and went out of the room. It was as well, perhaps, that he did not look back and see her face. All right, that was part 3 of this chapter. You are box. Okay, I guess Paco is saying that I'm a box. That is fine, I suppose. Nexa, hi. If you're still in the live, hello. Thank you so much for joining and listening to the book reading. We are reading Sad Cypress by Agatha Christie, and we're on chapter 5, and we just finished part 3 of that chapter. I've also been drinking some coffee, and we've also been hanging out with some kitty cats, some kitten babas. You know what? Box is a slang word for females. Okay. Is a slang word. Yeah, I guess that was a really weird comment. Sometimes some people are not so nice in this live stream, but that's okay. Most people are very nice. And there are also a lot of kids that join these live streams, so we need to keep it mostly kid-friendly as well, okay? We wouldn't want to have people feel unwelcome and awkward in the live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining and for being here. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I actually did a bit of a survey of my live streams, and I think it is 40% children and 60% adults. But, I love the children. I mean, they're something like 10 years old is a pretty big demographic on these live streams. And I have a lot of new friends now that are around 10 years old. So we really would like to keep that in mind when we are on the live. It's terrible. I'm sorry it happened. Thank you, Wilson. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much. What's going on in your camping now? Tell us your tent story. Do you still have the 6 ladies chatting and having fun and listening to the story and Catching up? I love kids too. Yeah, I mean, I love. I think I love. You know, innocent people who are extremely loving and give this channel a lot of love. Actually, they are with me. Yes, they are with me. Oh, good. So what's going on now? Share your story while I go on to the next section of this chapter, um, section 4. So Eleanor just told Roddy that maybe he should just take off and go travel around the world for a few months and get his head, cleared up and see if he still feels like he's in love with Mary or what. So Eleanor is giving him a lot of space and understanding. They were engaged, and all of this happened. The aunt died. She left everything basically to Eleanor because she didn't make a will. Roddy, in the meantime, thinks he's in love with Mary, and Eleanor is being very mature and giving Roddy a lot of space and understanding and empathy and love. And honestly, that's because she loves Roddy. Only when you love somebody, you are able to give them so much freedom and space and understanding. So she really loves him. She doesn't want to lose him. That's why she's doing this. Wilson says we're telling things from our experiences. We are having a sort of confession. Oh, I love it. You're having a confession session? Oh, I like that. Like saying one thing that, I've never shared with anyone type of thing. Oh, I love that. Is that the special thing? You were saying that there is a special surprise for the ladies. Is this the game you're playing? Confession session. Wait, sad face. Is something sad coming out of the confession? That's the special thing? So you're going to give them a massage. They will all get relaxed and then they will confess to a deep, dark truth. Is that what's going on? Tell me. It's quite intriguing, Wilson. All right. Section 4 of this same chapter will continue. It was a couple of days later that Mary acquainted Nurse Hopkins with her improved prospects. That practical woman was warmly congratulatory. "That's a great piece of luck for you, Mary," she said. "The old lady may have meant well by you, but unless a thing's down in black and white, intentions don't go for much. You might easily have got nothing at all. Miss Eleanor said that the night Mrs. Wellman died, she told her to do something for me." Nurse Hopkins snorted. "Maybe she did, but there's many would have forgotten conveniently afterwards. Relations are like that. I've seen a few things, I can tell you. People dying and saying they know they can leave it to their dear son or their dear daughter to carry out their wishes. 9 times out of 10, dear son and dear daughter find some very good reason to do nothing of the kind. Human nature is human nature, and nobody likes parting with money if they're not legally compelled to. I tell you, Mary, my girl, you've been lucky. Miss Carlyle's straighter than most." Mary said slowly, "And yet, somehow I feel she doesn't like me." "With good reason, I should say," said Nurse Hopkins bluntly. "Now, don't look so innocent, Mary. Mr. Roderick's been making sheep's eyes at you for some time now." Mary went red. Nurse Hopkins went on. "He's got it badly, in my opinion. Fell for you all of a sudden. What about you, my girl? Got any feelings for him?" Mary said hesitatingly, I don't know. I don't think so. But of course he's very nice." Said Nurse Hopkins. He wouldn't be my fancy, one of those men who are finicky and a bundle of nerves, fussy about their food too, as likely as not. Men aren't much at the best of times. Don't be in too much of a hurry, Mary, my dear. With your looks, you can afford to pick and choose. Nurse O'Brien passed the remark to me the other day that you ought to go on the films. They like blondes, I have always heard. 1 second. Fuji. No, baby. Come, Fuji. Fuji needs attention. He's being a little bad. Yes, it's one of the special things I planned for tonight. Oh, tell us all the special things. What other game is there tonight, Wilson? Mary said with a slight frown creasing her forehead. Nurse, what do you think I ought to do about father? He thinks I ought to give some of his money to him. Don't you do anything of the kind, said Nurse Hopkins wrathfully. Mrs. Wellman never meant that money for him. It's my opinion he'd have lost his job years ago if it hadn't been for you. A lazier man never stepped, Mary said. It seems funny, when she'd all that money, that she never made a will to say how it was to go. Nurse Hopkins shook her head. People are like that. You'd be surprised, always putting it off. Mary said, It seems downright silly to me. Nurse Hopkins said with a faint twinkle, Made a will yourself, Mary? Mary stared at her. Oh, no. And yet, you're over 21. But I haven't got anything to leave. At least I suppose I have now. Nurse Hopkins said sharply. Of course you have. And a nice tidy little sum too. Mary said, Oh, well, there's no hurry. There you go, said Nurse Hopkins dryly. Just like everyone else, because you're a healthy young girl isn't a reason why you shouldn't be smashed up in a char-a-banc or a bus or ran over in the street any minute. Oh my God. Mary laughed. She said, I don't even know how to make a will. Easy enough. You can get a form at the post office. Let's go and get one right now. In Nurse Hopkins' cottage, the form was spread out and the important matter discussed. Nurse Hopkins was enjoying herself thoroughly. A will, as she said, was next best to a death, in her opinion. Mary said, Who'd get the money if I didn't make a will? Nurse Hopkins said rather doubtfully, Your father, I suppose. Mary said sharply, He shan't have it. I'd rather leave it to my auntie in New Zealand. Nurse Hopkins said cheerfully, It wouldn't be much use leaving it to your father anyway. He's not long for this world, I should say. Mary had heard Nurse Hopkins make this kind of pronouncement too often to be impressed by it. I can't remember my auntie's address. We've not heard from her for years. I don't suppose that matters, said Nurse Hopkins. You know her Christian name? Mary. Mary Riley. That's all right. Put down, you leave everything to Mary Riley, sister of the late Eliza Gerard of Hunterbury, Maidensford. Mary bent over the form, writing. As she came to the end, she shivered suddenly. A shadow had come between her and the sun. She looked up to see Eleanor Carlyle standing outside the window looking in. Eleanor said, What are you doing so busily? Nurse Hopkins said with a laugh, She's making her will. That's what she's doing. Making her will? Suddenly Eleanor laughed. A strange laugh, almost hysterical. She said, So you're making your will, Mary? That's funny. That's very funny. Still laughing, she turned away and walked rapidly along the street. Nurse Hopkins stared. Did you ever? What's come to her? All right. That was part 4 of this chapter, chapter 5. Let me read your comments. It's one of the special things I have planned for tonight. We are having a Q&A session as well. Anyone can ask anyone any questions, absolutely anything, and any number of questions, and we all must answer honestly. Confession session is going great. Ooh. Well, I want to be part of this. Maybe you can, maybe I could also ask a question, and you could ask me a question, and I could be part of this question answer thing too. Sounds like fun. Confession session. So, what else? Confession session, and then what else? What other game are you gonna do? I'm gonna get some water. Hydrate. I love it. Yay! I'll tell you the other things too. Okay, tell me. I'm so happy that you're joining in the live. It seems like you're very busy with the ladies doing all these games and everything. Thank you for also being part of the live and taking the time. Thank you so much for sharing with us in the live how everything is going. There is Baji. He just woke up from his nap. You know what? I'm reading a comment from earlier. I'll tell you the other things too. I'm multitasking. Don't worry, I can do several things at a time. Okay. Thank you, Wilson Michael. Always entertaining all the ladies, even part of the live here. Thank you so much. Look at Baji. He is ready to pounce at some birds after his nap. Baji's like, I took a nap. I took a nap in the Ibiza. Now I'm gonna pounce at some birdie birds. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. I know. I'm sorry. They're eating the dogs. Yup. I didn't want to I can do several things at a time. I don't want to miss your live stream today. Oh, thank you. Thank you for not missing the live stream. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. I know that sound. I'm afraid to use that sound. I don't want the channel to be political. I don't want to get into a whole thing, you know? Although it's like a funny sound, but it's also kind of a scary sound. I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to. I'm just having some water. Tomorrow we will be in a different place and the network may not be great. Okay. Cats are cool. Yes, new guy. Cats are. Look at Baji. He's window watching his prey. Squirrels, birds, bugs. Don't different place and the network may not be great. I may not be able to catch up with you. Okay. That's all right. Enjoy tomorrow. Maybe you can still message on Instagram or Facebook or something. Love to hear about this trip. Can I ask you something? Yes. What's up? Yes, my friend. What is the question? I don't want to miss your live stream today. Yay. Thank you, thank you. Look at Baji's big stretch. Stretch, stretch. Stretch, stretch. Hi, Baji. I think now Baji wants to be on my lap. Can I ask you something? The ladies want to know if they will ever get to see your face in your live stream. Yes, sure. Perhaps so, perhaps so. I do see, I mean, my face is sometimes in the live stream. You know? My face is sometimes in the live stream. Baji's on my lap now. Oh, Baji. Oh, Baji. Baji, Baji. Baji, Baji. Baji, Baji Baba, say hi. Baji Baba, say hi. Baji came to lap. Baji was on his spot, napping. Now he's on lap. And we will be doing lap reading. Baji on lap, mommy reading book. That's what we're going to be doing now that Baji's on lap time. They like your cats. That Baji is amazing. Baji Baba. No! Pramod! The ladies want to know if they will ever get to see your face. Of course they can see my face. They like your cats. Thank you. Thank you for saying that they like my cats. Pramod says Baji's amazing. I think you should remain anonymous for now. I think the new guy is a very smart guy. He's Pramod is saying your winter is coming. The new guy. You know, I'm not exactly anonymous on this channel, but I don't make like my face the main thing because I think people like to see the cats and just do voice and hear the voice. And I've been reading. It's kind of like turning on your camera during a meeting, you know. No one likes to do that. They want to turn off their camera, especially if you're an introvert. So I'm basically, it's not that I'm anonymous. I guess everyone is anonymous depending on how big you are, right? Even Lady Gaga is anonymous. If you don't know her, right? So, yeah. Baji is enough for us. There we go. See, Pramod understands me in a good way. I believe you're introvert. Yeah, I am. I mean, I'm like an outgoing introvert, as in I can be outgoing, but I also need kind of like a time to recharge and do my thing and create. Baji looks really grateful. Haven't seen cat like him. New guy says, what does that mean, Pramod? Yes, Baji is very special. He's on lap time now. He's very special. He's very special. Baby. Oh, Baji's curling up. Baji's curling up. I know, he's so like friendly and docile and very, very peaceful. Especially when he's getting love and attention, he's very peaceful. Sometimes he cries a lot if he's not loved and given attention. Are you college student? No, I've actually finished college and all that already. Not anymore. I mean, I'm always learning, lifelong student, but currently I'm not in college. I already did college. Pramod, I am planning to have golden retriever. Oh, goldens are a handful and they're so cute. Oh my gosh. Can't wait to have. Yay. Congratulations on your golden retriever when you get one. Anyway, Baji is amazing. Hey, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. I love cats. My dad won't. Oh, is your dad not letting you have a cat? Hi. Hi, 30-second tricks. Hi, how are you? Planning to have a golden retriever. Promote this wanting to have golden. You love cats, but your dad. You know, cats are amazing. They're very misunderstood. A lot of people actually think something bad about them, but actually they're very nice and loving and unconditionally loving. Sing any song that your cat like. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Baji-Dooby-Doo, where are you? I've got some storybook for you. Baji-Dooby-Doo, where are you? I've got some storybook for you. We're reading Sad Cypress. Where are you? I know, Baji like, Mom, I'm here. You're losing your mind, Mom. I'm right here. Oh, Baji. Sitting on your goddess lap. Yes. Baji is like Kartik or Ganesh. He is on mother's lap. 30-second tricks. Hi, how are you? I forgot to say, how are you doing, 30-second tricks? How are you? Nice to see you. Every cat's look their owner like some kind of Greek god. Aww. Aww, that is so cute. That's such a lovely thought. Greek god. Aww. All right, let me continue to read while Baji is on the lap. We'll read a little bit more. Baji! Shona Baji! Shona! Tumi Shona! Tumi Shona! Tumi Shona! Tumi Shona! Baji! Baji Baba! Tumi good boy! Tumi good boy! Tumi good boy! You're Indian, right? Yes. I'm originally from India, Bengal. I'm from Kolkata originally. তুমি good boy. তুমি ভালো ছেলে বাবু. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So now you're in USA. Yes, I've been living in the USA for a while. I'm in Boston now, but I grew up in Kolkata. That was a while ago, though. I have not lived in India for a long time. All right, so let us go to section 5 of this chapter that we're currently on, which is chapter 5 of Sad Cypress, Agatha Christie. Eleanor had not taken more than half a dozen steps. She was still laughing when a hand fell on her arm from behind. She stopped abruptly and turned. Dr. Lord looked straight at her, his brow creased into a frown. He said peremptorily, "What were you laughing at?" Eleanor said, "Really, I don't know." Peter Lord said, "That's really a rather silly answer." Eleanor flushed. She said, "I think I must be nervous or something. I looked in at the district nurse's cottage and Mary Gerard was writing out her will. It made me laugh, I don't know why." Lord said abruptly, "Don't you?" Eleanor said, "It was silly of me, I tell you. I'm nervous." Peter Lord said, "I'll write you out a tonic." Eleanor said incisively, "How useful." He grinned disarmingly. "Quite useless, I agree, but it's the only thing one can do when people won't tell one what is the matter with them." Eleanor said, "There's nothing the matter with me." Peter Lord said calmly, "There's quite a lot the matter with you." Eleanor said, "I've had a certain amount of nervous strain, I suppose." He said, "I expect you've had quite a lot, but that's not what I'm talking about." He paused. Are you staying down here much longer?" "I'm leaving tomorrow." "You won't live down here?" Eleanor shook her head. "No, never. I think I shall sell the place if I can get a good offer." Dr. Lord said rather flatly, "I see." Eleanor said, "I must be getting home now." She held out her hand firmly. Peter Lord took it. He held it. He said very earnestly, "Miss Carlyle, will you please tell me what was in your mind when you laughed just now?" She wrenched her hand away quickly. "What should there be in my mind? That's what I'd like to know." Baji, don't let her read. Ut, Baji. You should interrupt her. "Well, he's a very good cat. He just sits here on my lap while I read." His face was grave and a little unhappy. Eleanor said impatiently, "It just struck me as funny, that was all. That Mary Gerard was making a will. Why? Making a will is a perfectly sensible procedure. Saves a lot of trouble. Sometimes, of course, it makes trouble." Eleanor said impatiently, "Of course, everyone should make a will. I didn't mean that." Dr. Lord said, "Mrs. Wellman ought to have made a will." Eleanor said with feeling, "Yes, indeed." The color rose in her face. Dr. Lord said unexpectedly, "What about you?" "Me?" "Yes, you just said now everyone should make a will. Have you?" Eleanor stared at him for a minute, then she laughed. "How extraordinary," she said. "No, I haven't. I hadn't thought of it. I'm just like Aunt Laura. Do you know, Dr. Lord, I shall go home and write to Mr. Seddon about it at once. Peter Lord said, very sensible. In the library, Eleanor had just finished a letter. Dear Mr. Seddon, will you draft a will for me to sign? Quite a simple one. I want to leave everything to Roderick Wellman absolutely. Yours sincerely, Eleanor Carlyle. Wow. She glanced at the clock. The post would be going in a few minutes. She opened the drawer of the desk, then remembered she had used the last stamp that morning. There were some in her bedroom, though, she was almost sure. She went upstairs. When she re-entered the library with the stamp in her hand, Roddy was standing by the window. He said, So we leave here tomorrow, good old Hunterbury. We've had some good times here. Eleanor said, Do you mind it's being sold? Oh, no. I quite see it's the best thing to be done. There was a silence. Eleanor picked up her letter, glanced through it to see if it was all right. Then she sealed and stamped it. Wow. So that was chapter 5, guys, of Sad Cypress by Agatha Christie. And we're now on chapter 6. Wow. So Eleanor just made her will, and it's a very simple one. She is leaving everything to Roddy in that will. So even though she knows that Roddy loves that other woman potentially, and they're not getting married, and their engagement broke, she's still leaving. Just read this. Wow. I'm going to read her letter again. Dear Mr. Seddon, will you draft a will for me to sign? Quite a simple one. I want to leave everything to Roderick Wellman. Absolutely. I can't believe. Wow. She loves him so much. Goodness gracious. The new guy says, so far so good. Thank you. That was chapter 5. So we've read, between yesterday's live and today's live, we've read the first 5 chapters, including the prologue. We will be starting from chapter 6 next time. I think I'm going to have to wrap up this live in just a minute here after I chat with you guys. I'll charge my phone and then I'll pick up the book again next time. We're on chapter 6. I might even charge my phone and go live again tonight in a little bit after the phone has charged. But I should probably wrap up this particular live and we can label it as chapter 5 of Sad Cypress, Agatha Christie. I'll definitely finish the whole book, so worry not. At these live streams, I will be reading the whole book. So next time we will pick up from chapter 6. And remember also that I've read another whole book, Every Breath You Take, in my past lives. So the live streams that are from last weekend and the weekends before that have that book. It's another murder mystery. It's actually quite an exciting one, and that book is read fully already. So later on, you can go find that as well. So yeah, goodness. I cannot believe that Eleanor made her will just now after Mary made her will. They're all making wills now because the aunt died without a will and Eleanor got everything. And then Mary makes her will after she received £2,000 from Eleanor's now inherited estate. And then the nurse tells Mary to make a will, So she does. And then Eleanor sees her make a will, and then she goes and makes a will after laughing a weird laugh. And in her will, she leaves everything to Roddy. Oh my God. I guess just because the engagement didn't work out, and just because, just because he loves someone else doesn't mean that she automatically can stop loving him, right? So in her will, she's leaving him everything. Oh my God. Oh my God, ladies, you gotta love yourself. New guy says, I enjoyed the live. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you, new guys, so much. Or thank you so much for joining the live and saying encouraging things. It really helps to have this feedback, to have the positive feedback from all of you while I'm doing these lives, and while I read, and we show the kitty cats and hang out and chill together. Thank you so much for all your kind words and encouragement. It really helps. And thank you so much for your support as well. Please join us next time. Please do join us for our next live. We will pick up from chapter 6. See, we will pick up from chapter 6 of Agatha Christie's Sad Cypress. So we will actually cover the whole book. So whenever you can, do join us on the live stream, and we will be sure. Ooh, look, there's a squirrel. Look at that. There's a squirrel right there. This is part of our praise. Pray, as in Prey, pray. We will continue to read this book and catch up and hang out and chat about everything and learn how your day is going and how your life is going. Wilson Michael says, well done. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Wilson. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. I'm looking forward to hearing more stories about your tour and how everything goes. And the ladies, say hi to them once more. And please tell them they should all subscribe and keep up with the channel and come back and hear more stories. And we will continue the book so they can continue the book as well, listening to it. That is on the live. Sukuna says, I found a stick on the ground and it looks like a sword. Maybe I was gone for a while. That's okay, Sukuna. So happy to see you. I think, Sukuna, I have met both the sisters, Sukuna, and her brother. So whichever one is joining today, thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. Very happy to see you here, Sukuna. Sukuna, I think I've met your sister. I have two sisters. So you're the brother. I have two sisters. I don't know which one I met, but there was a very sweet one who told me about the dish that I should be making. I think it was a noodle dish. Oh, I think it was Lily. Yes. Yes, it was Lily. Well, Wilson, I'm still around. What question are they asking? Let me know. I'm still on the live. I have two sisters, Lily and Alice. Which one? I think it was Lily. Ooh, the kitty cats are alerted to something. I think they heard a noise. They heard some kind of sound. So they are now alerted and they are going to the window to check it out. Baji was just now on my lap, but he went over there. Uzi, I forgot Alice's YouTube name. It's like Uzi or something. Uzi and N or JV something. Okay. Yeah, I believe then I might have met both of them. I think I've seen somebody called Uzi, and I've definitely seen Lily. Please say hi to Uzi and Lily, or Alice and Lily, your sisters. Tell them I miss them. It's been a minute since I saw your sisters on the live. We have been going live every Saturday, Sunday, uh, afternoon time for us in Boston, and yeah, and we've been actually reading from these books as well as hanging out and chatting and chilling with the kitty cats. So, always a pleasure to have you and your sisters and everyone else on the live right now. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah. No, they're like, we wish she was here with us now. Oh, Wilson. Well, Wilson, you'll have to invite me to your next tour in Goa. Tell the ladies, like, the next time they go on this tour, they must invite me and I will try to be there as well. I actually have not been to Goa, so it would actually be really fun for me to be there as well. We wish she was there. I wish I was. I miss the ocean. It would be so nice and fun if I were there. Thank you so much. So this is nice. We're keeping it pretty simple. Next time we will pick up from chapter 6 of... See, I'm gonna give it a little bit of a fold so I know that next time we will pick up from chapter 6 of this same book, Sad Cypress. We finished up chapter 5 today, so we will not miss anything. We will just pick up from chapter 6 next time, and we will finish the full book eventually. Streak ending. The stream, yeah, so we have been live for a little while now. I mean, I can still chat with you for a little bit here, but I have to take a break to charge my phone. I might go back on the live again later tonight, but we will be ending the stream in just a few minutes here. Yes. Yeah. Yes, we were live for a very long time yesterday, actually. You should, after this live is done, you should go check out our channel on the live tab and see our live videos. Once they get uploaded, you can see and check it out and catch up on any old live streams as well. And you can listen to the stories that we were reading in those videos as well. And we had lots of cute cat moments in all of these live streams, so you can catch up. Well, I'm gonna bye-bye. Okay, bye, Sukuna. Thank you for coming on and saying hi, Sukuna. Say hi to your sisters as well. Bye, Baji. Yes, yes. We are still here for a few minutes, but nice seeing you. I'm going to do the most special with them in about 30 minutes. I'm so excited now. It's going to be really, really great. Oh, wow. What is the special, what's the most special in 30 minutes? We're gonna miss it if we don't hear from you about it here. So I'm so glad everybody took the time out of their busy schedules to join our live stream. And as always, it's awesome of you to join. And even if you're doing other things, I'm just glad that you were able to tune in and listen to the story, or just hang out with us and watch the kitty cats while you're doing other things too. That's completely fine. I understand everyone has busy schedules, so I really appreciate your support. And you know, if you want to play our videos in the background and do other things, that's totally fine. I have other live streams already uploaded that you can play as well to listen to the live that's already been posted. Can you guess? In 30 minutes, your special thing. Can I guess? Well, you said that you already had your confession time. So you already had your confession session. Is it going to be singing? Is it something with singing? Are you gonna sing? Wilson Michael? Is the special thing a song? because it seems to be like an activity. So everyone is camping in Goa, where Wilson Michael is, and they are doing some partying and activities. And he said there will be no, not singing. I don't know then, Michael. Wilson, what could it be? I don't know. You have to tell me. Dancing? How about that? Is it a dance? Is it a dance? Suji Mama. Suji Mama is playing. We're trying to guess. Anyone else wants to guess what Wilson is talking about? Yes, it's going to be a very special activity. Are you saying yes to the last guess? Is it dancing? Is it a dance? Is it a planchette? Calling on spirits? Is that how it's spelled? Meditation? Can I give you some clues? Yes. No, not dancing either. Low. Can I give you some clues? Yeah. Give us some clues. Calling on spirits, planchette, is that how it's spelled? Meditation. Those are my guesses. We will continue with chapter 6 next time of Sad Cypress by Agatha. Heike, are you in the live? I feel like I haven't heard from Heike too much. He's been very quiet in these live streams. Hopefully you've been enjoying Heike. We will continue with chapter 6 next time of Sad Cypress by Agatha Christie. Oh, Suji's in the live too now. Oh, Suji Baji. Oh, such cuties. Little cute bachas. These are little cute bachas. Oh, my babies. We will continue with chapter 6 next time of Sad Cypress by Agatha Christie. Okay. Oh my gosh. I am thinking about giving you some clues. Let's see. Well, yeah. Give me some clues. Do give. Oh, oh gosh. Oof. I'm stretching. Ah. Do give some clues. Suji, Suji. Baji. Where's Baji? He was just in the frame. You know what? You make a wild guess. That's the clue for you. You make a wild guess. That's the clue for you. I don't know. Skinny dipping? I don't know. Jumping into the water? Ocean? Swimming in the ocean? Swimming. That's what it is. Swimming. You're right by the ocean. So I would just jump in, you know? But be careful, take care. Go into the ocean. That's my next guess. You make a wild guess. I don't know how wild that really is. But if I were to be by the ocean, I would probably go into the ocean, you know? Especially if you're having so much fun, I would take a splash in the water. Take a splash, splash in the wawa. Oh, look. Baji has gone to get love from Fuji. Ole Baba. Baji has gone to get love from Fuji. Oh. Oh. Splash in the water. That's my guess. We did that last night. Ah. Okay. Well, is it... It's not anything illegal, is it? I don't want to say anything illegal. Illegal or legal? Tonight they can't do that because they did a lot of activities today. Tonight they can't do that because they did a lot of activities today. Okay. Okay. That's okay. All right. Baji. Oh, hey. Baji. Baji. Okay. After your live stream last night, we swam in the ocean a little bit in the middle of the night. Very nice. Yay. Okay, phone is about to die. We might come back live in a bit after charging, or see you next time. See, my phone is about to die. We might come back live in a bit after charging, or see you next time. Thank you for joining. What is the story? We will continue it. We will continue. We are starting in 15 minutes time. Have fun. Bye. Share the live, please. Subscribe. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna charge my phone here in just a second. Thank you so very much. I'll still be on the chat because I'm able to keep chatting on my laptop, but I'm gonna let my phone charge and share the live from my phone here to the channel. Bye. See ya. See you next time, okay? And we will continue reading from